Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Boston Architectural College Alumni Awards. My name is Christina Blake Oliver, Principal of Oliver Interiors and Alumni Ambassador at the BAC. I have the honor of being your host this evening. Welcome to the 2021 BAC Alumni Awards celebration. The BAC Alumni Awards are a long-standing, two-decade tradition for the college, and we are so proud to be shining the spotlight on distinguished graduates from the BAC, graduates who are making a difference in their professions, their communities, and around the globe. I'm thrilled to be here with you, where I am speaking live from the BAC's 320 Newbury building in the McCormick Gallery. I want to say an early happy birthday to the BAC, which celebrates 132 years on December 11th. Since our fall semester came to an end last week, it is a little quieter around campus this evening. However, we had quite a busy and bustling semester. This year, we welcomed the largest cohort of students we've had in over a decade, put in place new and innovative ways for students to learn here, there, and anywhere, virtually and in person. And as usual, the BAC continues to focus on giving students the tools they need to have a successful experience studying at the BAC. We have a wonderful program for you this evening, honoring BAC alumni in 4 areas: emerging designer, distinguished alumni in service, distinguished alumni in practice, and selfless labor. The BAC community is so proud of all of our alumni, and the 4 we are honoring tonight are wonderful examples of the talent that comes through our school and into the design community. I want to say a special thank you to the Alumni Advisory Council for their dedication to the special 2-decade-old tradition. Thank you for your steadfast leadership, support, and encouragement. I'd now like to introduce Janet Roach, our Alumni Advisory Council Chair, to offer greetings on behalf of the Council. Janet received her master's degree in Design for Human Health with the first cohort from the BAC, and since her graduation, she has been an adjunct BAC instructor teaching environmental health, human conditions and design, and biophilia. Additionally, she mentors BAC students in work-study programs, and she has served on the BAC Alumni Council for many years. In 2019, she launched her own podcast, Inclusive Designers, and in 2020, co-founded with Dr. J. Davis Hart, the director of the Design for Human Health program, the Trauma-Informed Design Organization. Welcome, Janet.
And thank you, Christina, or as I like to always call it, Christine. She corrects me often, so it's a fair game. So thank you again to all of those who have joined us this evening. As Christina mentioned, my name is Janet Roach, and I am the chair for the Alumni Advisory Council, and I'm joined virtually by my 2 co-chairs, Jacqueline Padilla-Perez and Jim Vassif, along with our wonderful committee members. I'm going to mangle a few names, just you wait, but we'll start with our past chair, Rand Lemley, Josh Burnett, Louise Perez Dormarizi, Christopher Kirkland, David Denninger, Isra Banks, Charles Pellini, Andy Chan. This is where things are getting a little tough. Anthony Frasto Rabedlo, and Ashley Baran. We have a lot of fun together, but our main goal is to encourage the BAC alumni and friends to connect with each other and the college in deep and meaningful ways. The council also leads the selection and celebration of our esteemed alumni award recipients. I want to offer a special thank you to David Deringer, and our MC, Christina Oliver, who served with me on the award selection working group. I have been a part of this council for almost 4 years since its inception, from a board to an advisory council, and I'm always amazed by the talented individuals to whom we have decided to bestow these awards, and this year is no exception. We're always looking for volunteers to dedicate their time and talent and treasure to the college whenever hosting, whether through hosting, planning, networking events, participating in the BAC talks, mentoring our students, or giving back, as we saw dozens of you doing this year in Giving Tuesday. We love to have your involvement. If you're interested in getting involved, I encourage you to reach out to any of us at an institutional advancement team to learn more. And you can find that at alumni@thebac.edu, or just to make sure we're remembering how to do it, it's the with a dash and the bac.edu. So anyways, I could not be prouder to be among my fellow council members who helped bring the ceremony to all of you this evening. Thank you to the BA staff, our Alumni Advisory Council, and the BAC alumni. I knew I was going to mangle something, for all your support and dedication. This evening could not be possible without you. I mean that sincerely. I cannot stress enough how important it is for us to have an engaged and involved alumni community. Over the past few years, we have made huge strides towards this goal, and I am excited for what our school and the alumni community has in store for us and for you. So thank you. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you so much, Janet. I absolutely agree. Having an engaged alumni community is so important as we move into this next chapter of the BAC. All of your support is greatly appreciated. And now I have the pleasure of introducing the president of the Boston Architectural College, Dr. Mahesh Das. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Dr. Das and the energy and vision he has brought to the BAC. The Boston Magazine has noted the BAC's Mahesh Das is on a mission to reinvent design education. He believes in a radical transformation of the American higher education model. President Das is the author of 2 acclaimed books, Leading with Aesthetics, The Transformational Leadership of President Charles M. Vest at MIT, as well as co-editor of Towards a Robotic Architecture. He was the youngest and first person of Indian origin to be named ACSA Distinguished Professor of Architecture, the highest recognition for an architectural educator. He also serves as Chancellor of the ACSA College of Distinguished Professors, an honorific society. We are very fortunate to have him. So please join me in welcoming the 8th president of the Boston Architectural College, Dr. Mahesh Das. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Christina, for that wonderful, warm welcome and introduction. And out there, how are you all doing? Enjoying? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Those are the sounds I'm missing. So good evening, everyone. And thank you for joining us live on this festive occasion. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight at the BAC's 2021 Alumni Awards ceremony, celebrating for outstanding alumni for their world-class achievements. Let's give them a round of applause, shall we? Yeah. So the BAC is thriving and transforming during these extraordinary times. The pandemic, the rising costs of higher education, increasing role of non-institutional players in higher education, and the recognition of systemic inequities perpetuated by colleges and universities across the landscape mean what we are experiencing now is, as Arthur Levine has put it, not an interruption, but a disruption. The BAC has been ready and already ahead of other institutions. The post-pandemic future in higher education is going to look very differently than the one we left behind almost 2 years ago now. And we are leading the way as a shining example through innovation. As articulated in our BAC to the Future vision and strategic plan, the BAC is uniquely positioned to lead the world and show the way. We are gaining great momentum on all fronts. We are a Boston institution with global presence, growing and excelling. So the BAC is now ranked by grad reports as #1 graduate school and #4 undergraduate school in the country, ahead of institutions such as Yale, Columbia, Berkeley, MIT, and Harvard. Our BAC Cloud Canopy, launched in the summer of 2020, has now clocked more than 51,000 hours of usage in the cloud and carried us through the thick of the pandemic while providing our students, faculty, and staff access to the college anywhere, anytime, and on any device, an unmatched innovation among our peers. So the buzz is that BAC is the happening place, and all eyes are upon us. Our partnerships with the professions, K-12 systems, and communities to deliver immersive and empowering education, our practice integrated, work integrated, and life integrated educational model is being seen as the aspirational model by the higher education world, a model we have been practicing for over 130 years. This work isn't possible without all of you, our incredible students, staff, faculty, alumni, trustees, as well as hundreds of partner firms and friends. So thank you all. And to our alumni being recognized today, you are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Das. Hearing your vision for our school gives me so much excitement for what the future holds for our students and alumni. Thank you for your leadership. Speaking of leadership, I'd like to now introduce Jim Barrett, a proud BARC 87 alumnus and a member of the BAC's Board of Trustees. Jim is principal at DRA Architects. He also, interestingly enough, was the recipient of the BAC Distinguished Award in 2012. We are thrilled to have you with us this evening. Jim?
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Christina. Sorry about that. On behalf of the BAC Board of Trustees, thank you all for joining us this evening. At the BAC, we are better together, and your presence here this evening demonstrates your care for the college, your care for our students, and your care for our community. My name is Jim Barrett, BAC class of 1987. I was initially attracted to the BAC by its unique concurrent work-study curriculum and was particularly impressed by the sense of purpose expressed by those who worked and lived that experience. Since graduating, I've been able to remain connected with the BAC, serving as a studio instructor, as a thesis instructor, as a member of review teams, and as an alumni board member. Today, I am particularly honored to be an alumni serving with the Board of Trustees and feel a particular responsibility to help bring that lens to BAC's leadership. I must share how proud the Board of Trustees is in the trajectory of the college today, particularly since President Das has joined. In measurables such as enrollment growth, earnings capacity of students, peer recognition amongst our peer schools, our position is strong. Envisioning a brighter future through the Back to the Future initiatives that have been shared earlier, President Das is helping position the school to continue to grow and flourish in the future. As I noted at the outset, at the BAC, we are better together. And in the COVID environment, sometimes that means together remotely, celebrating milestones like this evening's occasion. Thanks again to all of you for joining us. And on behalf of the BAC Board of Trustees, congratulations to the 4 award recipients this evening. We are so proud of all that you have accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you for speaking tonight and for your leadership, Jim. We are fortunate to have you with us this evening. Each and every student at the BAC has an incredible story. I've met some of these people as I've been mentoring them. A story about why they want to be a designer, how they decided to join the BAC family, and how they plan on changing the world in which we live, work, and play. Our next speaker is no exception. Margarita Calhoun, also known as Maggie, is a current B.Arch student at the BAC and expects to graduate in 2025. A Florida native, Maggie has been around the world of design her entire life, as her mother and father are both architects. Maggie wasn't sure she wanted to follow in her parents' footsteps. However, due to a few forks in the road, she found her way to the BAC, which is a story I'm sure we'll hear tonight. Everyone who knows Maggie cannot stop raving about her character, talent, and natural eye for design. I am thrilled to have her speaking with us tonight. Please welcome Maggie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Margarita Calhoun, and I go by Maggie. I'm a third-year Bachelor of Architecture major, and I'm from Pensacola, Florida. My journey to the BAC was far from typical. Both of my parents are architects and run their own firms, so I always like to say I grew up in the design world. This fact led me far away from studying anything pertaining to design. My story begins in the studio, the dance studio, that is. I grew up in a ballet academy since the age of 3, and by the time I was 15, I was asked to join the professional company. I also grew up doing musical theater. I took voice lessons, piano lessons, and was cast in multiple musicals in my hometown. This was an incredible passion in my life, which led me to study musical theater in college. I went through the entire audition process, and after auditioning for about 20 schools, I had my heart set on one. I was accepted to a wonderful school, but when I was put on the wait list for my dream school, I decided in that moment that if I didn't get in, I would study something else. You can imagine my surprise when I turned around and told my parents I would study interior architecture and pursue musical theater professionally after spending my lifetime resenting the design profession. During my audition process, I had fallen in love with Boston, and when I researched Boston architecture, Boston Architectural College was obviously the first school to pop up. Through further research, I had decided that the BAC was the perfect fit for me. Because I grew up in a firm, it really intrigued me how strong the connection was between the design world in Boston and the BAC. I had also later realized that in my time auditioning for musical theater schools the year before, I had actually taken a picture of the Boylston Street BAC building and sent it to my parents. It was a full circle moment. The BAC provided me with the Pro Arts program where pre-COVID, I danced every single day at the Boston Conservatory and received credits. The BAC has also provided me with the most wonderful community. As you may have remembered, I also began at the BAC as an interior student. But after my first semester, I had realized I had a deep passion for architecture, and once I realized I wouldn't be making models much longer, I made the switch. My story only continues to become more unique, as I have actually been an online student at the BAC longer than I've been in person. In the middle of my second semester, the world shut down, but my passion for leadership, involvement, and becoming a part of the solution became stronger. During the pandemic, I have spoken at an education council meeting discussing how we could make the BAC better during the pandemic. I've been a teacher's assistant for 2 summer academies, going on my 4th semester as an orientation leader and community fellow. I've been a tutor for 2 semesters now, and because that still didn't sound like enough, I also was given the opportunity to be a teacher's assistant for community practice this fall semester. My love for the BAC and its community has only grown through this pandemic, and my passion for design continues to flourish in the environments provided by the BAC. Ultimately, I would like to create great design that makes a difference in people's lives. It would be a dream come true to merge my love of the performing arts and architecture to create spaces for the art forms to grow. I hope to see all of you sometime next semester in person, and hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Maggie. You are truly a remarkable young woman, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, the presentation of the Alumni Awards. As I mentioned earlier, we have 4 awards to give this evening to a group of truly impressive individuals. Being honored at the Alumni Awards is the highest honor at the BAC. We have so many alumni who have done extraordinary things in their careers, and this year, these 4 in particular stood out. We are so proud of them and everything they have accomplished. I will go through each award, where we will play a short video about the award recipient, and then we'll hear from the recipients themselves. But first, I want to describe the awards themselves. For the past several years, BAC alumnus and our Director of Fabrications and Academic Technology, David Hansen, BARC 18, makes our Alumni Awards right here on campus. He infuses current topics from our classes and studios so that students can follow along and support the award-making process. David's overall concept is to use a variety of mediums and methods for the awards to represent how our students need to master multiple disciplines to be a designer. This year, David used the woodshop for our laser cutter and our 3D printer. The award's hexagon shape is in reference to Dean Cassieri and the worker bees in the beehive. I think this handcrafted award is a very meaningful way to honor our alumni this evening. David, thank you so much for your deep dedication to our college and for designing and creating these beautiful awards. Okay, here we go. The first award this evening is the Emerging Designer Award, which is given to a recent graduate who demonstrates great promise and leadership within their field. This person must be making an influential impact in their sphere of design. The recipient of the Emerging Designer Award this evening goes to Prashana Lakshagari. Prashana graduated with an M.Arch in architecture in Boston. In 2019, she became a founding partner of SDI's sister firm, SDI Design India, in Hyderabad. I think I pronounced that right. Mahesh will have to correct me. Transforming a Boston-based firm into an international company. Recently, Prashana earned a spot as one of the top 100 leaders in real estate and construction at the annual World Real Estate and Construction Forum, and was honored as one of the Boston Business Journal's 40 Under 40. She was also just welcomed into the Forbes Under 30 class of 2022, which is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations, Prashana. Let's watch a short video about her and then hear from her.
Prashana's great. She's got a terrific artistic eye for the work she does.
I got to know Prasanna at BAC, and I think she's extremely determined.
Prasanna's got a great work ethic.
After looking at her portfolio and meeting her, I made the quick decision that she was the right candidate.
Right off the bat, she walks in there and gets the job. Anybody would be lucky to hire her, you know.
One of the things that actually really impressed me the most at first was when she started talking about wanting to open up an office in India.
She's essentially opened her own office that is remarkable, and coming right out of school to be opening a firm is no small task.
She was working hard for her professional goals and for the humanity goals. I'm really proud of seeing her progress throughout this time.
Don't like to admit this when she's in the room, but if it wasn't for her, the office wouldn't be what it is today. It seems that everybody in the office she's brought in. I hired her, and then she brought everybody else in.
Yeah. Seems like her mind is 1,000 miles per hour.
It's sort of this infectious enthusiasm.
She gets things quick. She's been pushing us to get more community-oriented projects. She wants to give back to different communities.
She needs to know that the award is an important part of saying, we're behind you and we love what you're doing.
We've been so proud of her, and having her win this award is just another sign. It's like, yeah, you're doing a great job.
I'm sure it's not the first and neither the last one.
And for me, Prasanna, I'd say I'm so proud of you. You've worked hard. You've accomplished a lot in your career already.
There aren't enough words to celebrate. It's really great.
Thank you, Christine, for the great introduction, and thank you, Ben, Alan, and Andrew for the nice words. Good evening, everyone, and happy holidays. First, I would like to thank the BAC. It's a great honor to receive the Emerging Designer Award, and I'm humbled at the recognition. I would also like to extend my sincerest congratulations to my fellow alumni honorees. It's a privilege to share the stage with such dedicated, accomplished, and wonderful individuals. Attending the BAC was one of the best decisions of my life, and it had had a significant role in shaping the person that I am today, not just professionally, but personally. Through its bedrock foundation of diversity and inclusion, I was provided the opportunity to learn and grow with a diverse group of students from different cultural backgrounds, all offering their unique and valuable perspectives to our industry. Here I met faculty like Ian Taberner, Director of Theses, whose guidance was and remains invaluable. Hi, St. John and Rashmi Ramaswamy introduced me to the concepts of healing and addressing social concerns through architecture. Their insights continue to influence my choices and motivate me to work on architectural projects that help communities and aim towards a greater good. With the help of BAC practice, I started working as an architectural designer with SDI Architecture, and where I am a partner today. And the meaningful work that we do here and abroad is as diverse as it is challenging, and I'm forever grateful to BAC for initiating that connection. And to Benjamin Williams, the president of SDI Architecture, Alan Calvarjo, my colleague, and Abhinav Sharma, my business partner at SDI India. Thank you for your mentorship, friendship, and support. I would not be able to be here without you guys. And thank you, Ben, Alan, and Abhinav, for believing in me and being the amazing people you are. Thank you all, and have a wonderful evening and a healthy and safe holiday season with your friends and family.
Thank you so much, Prasanna. You are truly an inspiration to all of us. So our next award this evening is the Distinguished Alumni in Service Award, which is given to a BAC alumnus who serves their greater community by advocating for social, environmental, and/or policy change. Candidates should influence and empower others through design at the local, regional, or global scale. The recipient of this year's Distinguished Alumni in Service Award goes to Chris Novelli. Chris graduated with an M.Arch in 2009 and is the owner and principal architect at N3 Architecture in Hopedale, Massachusetts. He also is currently the host of the Home Design Academy podcast, the Empty Lots podcast, and is also writing a book to be released in early 2022 to better help homeowners throughout all phases of their project. Chris is extremely dedicated to his community, serving on a handful of different committees and boards. We're lucky to have him here tonight. Congratulations, Chris.
We need more people like Chris.
I think it's important for Chris Novelli to be recognized because he's so selfless.
He's always very calm. He's cool, calm, and collected.
He wants to help all the time. He wants to help.
I would say that Chris is an architect that's focused on all the important things, which include his family, his clients, but also the community.
Working probably 60 to 80 hours a week is pretty difficult. I hear him all the time. He say that I don't want to miss out on my children growing.
Chris Novelli, first he's a family man.
One day he brought his kids out to the site. I was thinking, I've never seen an architect bring their kids out. It said a lot about Chris.
Also at the same time, he is a consummate professional.
He's unique because he's so accommodating. With Chris, it was like a breath of fresh air.
When sometimes we talk about sexism in the field, you see him getting angry and this shouldn't have happened. He's so passionate about doing the right thing.
He's always moving forward, always taking action.
He pulls you in, he'll steer you right. You'll have a project at the end that you're very proud of.
And he also have a podcast to educate homeowners.
That's sort of the triple threat, right? He's bringing up the future, he's supporting the current, and then he's also pushing the profession into the future.
I mean, he certainly deserves it, but I will tell you, it didn't surprise me one bit. Not at all.
We encourage people to be like him. These are qualities that we need to see in other architects.
I don't know how you're doing it, but you're doing it, and you're doing it successfully.
First of all, Chris, congratulations on winning this award, but also thank you. Thanks for all that you do for your students, for the community, and for the profession.
Congratulations. You really deserve it. You do.
Thank you. It's such an honor to receive this award. Thank you to all the BAC alumni, to President Doss, to Dean Karen Nelson, who has always been so supportive of me for the almost 20 years now that I have known her, and to my fellow award recipients. I also would like to thank Isra Banks, Jeff Eccles, and Paul Texera for their kind words in the video that we just watched, and to Isra, who is so thoughtful to nominate me for this award. When I think of architects in service, there are so many of us doing such great work. Some architects serve their community by volunteering on local boards and committees, while others teach and inspire the next generation. And there are those who are involved in the AIA, such as my fellow board members of the Western Mass chapter, who help architects throughout the region, or my fellow board members of AIA Massachusetts, who are so passionate about creating change through legislation. There are people like Mark R. LePage and Jeff Eccles of Entree Architect, who have created such a strong community of architects and are helping change the trajectory of so many firms through their training and support. There are so many wonderful architects out there who dedicate themselves to serving their communities and serving this profession, and it's humbling just to be mentioned alongside of them. I am simply doing my small part. We live in such an interesting time where the barrier to entry has been eliminated, where anyone can start a podcast or a YouTube channel or write publish a blog or write a book. There is no one stopping you from sharing what you know and helping others. Now, some might say there are too many podcasts or who would want to read my book. And my response to them is, you don't have to set out to change the world or to build the biggest following, but instead just focus on one person and one result. If there is even just one person out there that's affected by what you have to share, that can be very rewarding, and I encourage you to do so. I'd like to end by saying a special thank you to my wife, Lisa, who always allows me the opportunity to take on anything that I'm passionate about, and will often rearrange her schedule if that means I can join a committee or teach a studio or stay on endless Zoom calls. To my children, Ethan, Samantha, and Jocelyn, for making every day exciting. To my parents, my siblings, my extended family, and my close friends, all of you who inspire me in different ways, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris, and congratulations again. Your work in our community is absolutely amazing. Our third award this evening is the Distinguished Alumni in Practice Award, which is given to a BAC alumnus who has made a significant impact in the design community while promoting and improving the design professions through their leadership. Candidates are to have served in a leadership role in the design community and have mentored younger members of the design community. This evening's Distinguished Alumni in Practice Award recipient is Adrienne Ott. Adrienne graduated with an MArch in 2011 and is an architectural designer at Gary Partners. She is also the co-founder of Eco Studios, a nonprofit dedicated to teaching underserved youth architecture and design. While at Gary Partners, she has assisted in the design of notable projects, including Facebook's Menlo Park campus, Abu Dhabi's Guggenheim Museum, and Colburn's Dance Studio and Concert Hall. Congratulations to Adrienne. Let's learn more about Adrienne through this short video.
Adrienne is a former student of mine. Well, she's a very inquisitive person and very passionate, very hard worker, very good designer. I've been teaching at the BAC since I graduated there. She was, actually one of my strongest students. And I think somebody like Adrienne is really special because she's doing architecture, but she's also providing educational opportunities in a nonprofit. Her thesis project was an office space for a group called Youth Build. And Youth Build is one of those programs, right, that teaches young people, typically in underserved communities, to give them opportunities so that they can have a good career in construction or design. And, we kept hearing kids say, I don't know how, but somehow this is going to be a part of my future. That spark can be lit, right, if you just put the opportunities in front of them. And then, at Frank Gehry's office, she's working on like crazy projects all over the world. I know that office pretty well, and I know how hard they work. And that's also an office where you are rewarded for being inquisitive. You're going to work during the day for this world famous architect, but then you're also going to, start your own nonprofit. Pretty amazing. And one time I talked to her, she said that she thought that she had reached 750 kids over the course of her career. I think this award from the BAC for Adrienne is very meaningful because, it really recognizes balancing, right? The professional work and the giving back work, right? The paying it forward work. To me, that there's nobody more deserving of this award than Adrienne. Adrienne, I'm really impressed and proud of the work that you have done since you graduated the BAC. Really in awe of your ability to balance both working in an office and, starting your own nonprofit. Keep on doing what you do, and really impressed with all that you've done. Congratulations.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be awarded with this from the BAC. Thank you to the BAC for your amazing support and your cutting edge education. Anywhere I go, everyone has heard of the BAC. Thank you to BAC staff, Karen Nelson and David Silverman, BAC alum and my thesis advisor, for your mentorship and continued support. And finally, thank you to my fellow teachers at Youth Build and Eco Studios, and also to all aspiring architecture and design students. Keep dreaming big and working to achieve your goals. You are an inspiration to all of us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adrienne. Your experience and dedication to helping others in the design field is truly extraordinary. So I'd now like to present our final award for the evening, the Selfless Labor Award. This award is given to a volunteer in the BAC community who has worked tirelessly to advance the college's mission. The individual embodies the spirit and ideals of the institution, demonstrates exceptional volunteer leadership, and continues to selflessly dedicate their time to the BAC today. This evening's Selfless Labor Award recipient is Joe Porter. Yay! Joe graduated with an MArch in 2016 and is a senior associate at Isgenuity, as well as an instructor at the Boston Architectural College, where he has taught numerous courses on architectural history. Joe Porter is an architect, planner, and educator who loves helping people imagine and make better places. At the BAC, he has reviewed portfolios and he has served on the Presidential Search Committee, while he was also on the Alumni Council. He worked on the Employee Advisory Network and then on the Alumni Council as the Academic and Lifelong Learning Chair. Congratulations, Joe. I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
I've known Joe for over a decade, as it turns out. He came to the BAC with an undergraduate in science, so he's a scientist. And Joe thinks different.
He's just one of those memorable people. He just kind of, embodies this sense of calm confidence.
He's been so involved in the BAC community. One day we met in the elevator at the BAC, and he was like, I think maybe we should be friends.
We went to Rome together with 11 other BAC students, and he made the most beautiful sketchbook I have ever seen.
I would buy his books. I've told him this. I'm sure many people have told him this. Places, landscapes, it's like a lens to what he thinks and what he feels. So no wonder he's an architect.
There's just a way that he's processing the world.
He spent many years while we were at the BAC also working as a bartender. Joe has found a way to use that background.
He carries along all these experiences from outside architecture. He's traveled the world. He's looked at different societies and policies.
At the end of the day, what matters in an architecture office and in life are the people you get to work with. He's just a good collaborator.
He just brings that wonderful spirit and energy to everything he touches. What he does as a teacher, I think it encourages others.
Students love Joe. They can't stop talking about how great he is as a teacher.
It's not really just, I'll stick to the curriculum. It's really, let me share with you my experiences and feelings.
When he calls and needs someone on his review, I just show up because I know it's going to be entertaining, even if it's going to run late and not fit into my schedule. It's totally worth it.
His investment at the BAC has been so plentiful. The recognition is just so well-deserved.
Joe, congrats so much on getting this award. It's so well-deserved.
Congratulations. Keep doing it.
Oh boy. Oh, I need to bottle that up and keep it with me on rough days. I hope you all have something like that at some point to keep in your pocket. This is lovely. It's such an honor. And thank you, Christina and the Alumni Council. You're all an absolute joy to work with, as you all can tell from watching them. All you at home in your pajamas, thanks for being here. Lucky you're not on camera. And congrats to all the other awardees and those in the audience who may be here next someday. I have to admit, you threw me with the title here. I think you made an error about the whole selfless thing. I mean, not the labor, that's certainly accurate. But everything I've done here or for the BAC is actually quite personal for me. It's not only about making sure that others have the same kind of transformative experience that I had. I mean, catapulting into a third career as an adult who couldn't halt life to do it. But it's got an incredible mission. I mean, we all know this place is unique, but very, very, very few practice-based schools in the world have this mission: to provide excellence in design education emerging from practice and accessible to diverse communities. Accessibility and diversity are two things that are not traditional, or that higher education is not traditionally known for, right? Much of the work that we study and that you all experience when you walk around the world is actually designed by a very small cross-section of people, and we're helping to change that. I mean, if you want to study design and you're willing to endure the insanity of working full-time and being a full-time student and potentially juggling a family and God knows what other obligations, I mean, go for it, right? We welcome you. How democratic is that? It's an open door. And wouldn't you want a world designed by these incredibly passionate people? But, you know, diversity is not just about where we come from. It's really necessary for quality design and for a quality world. I've taught biochemists, carpenters, musicians, engineers, systems analysts, retirees, and not yet a dancer like Maggie, maybe one day soon. But, you know, these things, these kind of unique perspectives are all brought to design, and cross-pollination is central to nature's evolution. So why wouldn't it be for architecture, right? I think the world is just set for a much brighter and more just and more interesting future with the BAC at its tippy-top shape. I'm simply happy that its mission is something that is so personal to me, with myself, right? Because when yourself and your mission or someone's mission are aligned, magic is just that much easier to attain. So I really hope you all have the joy of finding things in this world where you believe in them so deeply that the labor becomes personal, right? That it's part of yourself. So go find that thing if you haven't found it yet. And thank you all for this very self-full labor award.
Thank you, Joe. You and I have been friends. You and I have been friends for quite a few years, and you are so deserving of this award. I'm so excited about this. Again, congratulations to all of our award recipients tonight. Prasanna, Chris, Adrian, and Joe. Your work, experience, dedication to the community and the BAC is remarkable. We are so fortunate to have you be a part of our alumni community. I would also really encourage all of you to look at the BAC website and see who the winners have been over the last 2 decades, because it's really an extraordinary list of people. So our college has been around for 132 years. Through this time, we have had many generations of students come through the doors and graduate and prosper in their careers. Over the past 2 years, we have had members of our BAC community pass away, and we wanted this year to take a moment to pay tribute to these special individuals. I now ask you for silence as we play a short tribute. Thank you. Thank you to everyone for taking a moment to recognize these individuals who have been part of our community for so many years. I have one final and exciting announcement I would like to make this evening before we all part ways. Many of you might have participated in our Giving Tuesday campaign, 21 Days of Giving, where we challenged our community to make a total of 210 donations to unlock a $21,000 match by board chair Judy Nitsch. We are proud to announce we met and exceeded our goal. Thank you to all of those who donated, and thank you to Judy for your fun and generous match in November. You should know that there is a small group of people here, all in masks, who are actually clapping. It is not a canned clapping. We now have one last challenge to close out 2021, and it's a really big one. Richard Martini, AIA BARC 84, was so inspired by the incredible community that came together for our Giving Challenge in November that he has put forth one last challenge for the entire month of December. Every donation to the BAC given between now and the end of the year will be matched dollar for dollar up to $50,000 by Richard Martini. I recently learned that 90% of your donations to the BAC Fund go directly towards student scholarships. Giving to the BAC is an investment in our students, which is an investment in the future. I can't think of a better way to show your support for your alma mater and the design professions. Please consider making a donation tonight or anytime this month. And thanks to Richard Martini, your gift will be matched, doubling your impact. Thank you for your support and generosity. And thank you, Richard, for this incredible challenge to motivate our community to support the BAC during this season of giving. We are now at the end of the night. Thank you all for joining us on this very special evening where we honored Prashna, Chris, Adrian, and Joe. As you can see, they have all contributed to our design community in outstanding ways. Thank you for all that you have done. If you're looking to get involved in the BAC's work, please reach out to our alumni relations team to learn more about all the ways you can give back. As Janet said earlier, there are many meaningful ways to get involved through volunteering your time, mentoring students, joining a committee, attending events, or financially supporting the college. We look forward to seeing you at the next event. Thank you for joining us and have a great night. Happy holidays to you and your loved ones. Good night.
The BAC found its start as a small seed 130 years ago and eventually took root in the Back Bay. We are an inclusive club unlike any other. The club attracted immigrants or sons of immigrants from many nations. And all through its existence, the spirit of a true educational community stood out. We are truly Boston's architectural college, always striving for excellence, inclusion, and access for all.
signed by Ella, started Costco, and was like,